Good morning. My name is Crystal and I am from the Springfield Church of Christ, and I will be sharing with you my thoughts on John 15 verses 1 through 6. You don't have to turn there, I'll just read. Starting in verse 1, Jesus says, "I am the true vine and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit he prunes so that it will be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me, as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. It must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, and you are the branches. If you remain in me, and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned." In this section of scripture, the message is, apart from Jesus, as Christians, we lose our effectiveness. I want to focus in on verse 6, where it says, "If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned." According to the Oxford Dictionary, when something withers away, it dries up and falls into decay over a period of time. With everything going on, with the quarantine and us being separated from each other, we are at great risk of losing our connection to the vine and to each other. If we aren't careful, we could be withering away without noticing it. So, you may wonder, what are the signs that I have lost my connection or that I am withering away? Honestly, it differs from person to person, but in general, people, when they lose their connection to Jesus, they start to produce anti-fruit or bad fruit. And I define that as any characteristic or behavior that is not beneficial to the person or the people around them and does not actually display the characteristics of God. For me, when I start to bear anti-fruit, I become selfish, irritable, judgmental, and impatient with others. I also become more defensive when I feel disconnected from Jesus. So, how do we avoid losing our connection with Jesus, the vine? Well, I have a few personal favorites that work for me. I like to have something specific that I'm studying out in my quiet times. I like to work on exercising my spiritual gifts. I've been told that I have a gift of encouragement, so I like to call people and check on them and just talk about anything. Also, I like to journal, and praying often always makes me feel more connected to the vine. I believe, as Christians, we all know what that thing is for us personally that makes us feel connected to Jesus. So I encourage you that whatever thing it is for you that gives you that mountaintop spiritual high and keeps you connected to the vine, you do those things often, especially because we're so separated from each other and it's just easy to revert back to our old ways. And Jesus said it himself in scripture, apart from him, we can't do anything. So if you are already feeling like you are reverting back to old ways, you're disconnected, or you're withering away, I encourage you to call someone you trust and pray about it. And in that conversation, once you guys pray about it, try and come up with some ways that work for you personally that'll get you reconnected with the vine. And that's it. Actually, thank you.